There's an old saying that no news is good news, and in MI, we take this to heart and strive to give as little news or new information as possible. Instead, we work patiently to elicit the motivation and knowledge that the person already has. Sometimes, however, this simply isn't possible. The person lacks a crucial piece of information that they need to take the next step in their recovery. When this is the case, we use the Elicit-Provide-Elicit approach to respectfully give them the information that they need. In doing so, we keep their stress level at a minimum and we reinforce their autonomy. In the process, we strengthen our relationship. The key to this skill is asking for permission. Change is hard. As such, we need to get consent before we proceed. The purpose here is not for you to be the big expert and to lecture the client about your way of doing things. Instead, it's for the person to have the potentially transformative experience of being in control of the conversation and their emotions while confronting potentially anxiety-provoking new information. The first step is to elicit the person's existing knowledge of the topic at hand. We do not want to condescend to them by giving information they already know. Next, ask permission to tell them something new. Before providing information that you know they are not going to like, use language that highlights their autonomy. You may disagree with this, but I need to call the police now. Then, provide the single missing piece of the puzzle they need to take the next step, watching carefully for signs of overwhelm or stress. Then, elicit again. Check back in to ask, how does it feel to hear that? Place the person back in the driver's seat and apply no judgment to their next move. Lastly, reflect back whatever they say to let them know they are heard and seen. So granted the high cost of alcohol, tobacco, and cocaine, you've decided to move out of your group home and into a van. This will allow you to keep more of your spending money for yourself.
It just doesn't seem fair that they take 30% of my income every month.
You feel like your living expenses should be less, and your disposable income should be higher.
Yeah.
Last year you lived by yourself for 3 months, in a shed behind your mother's house. I remember you saying that you really enjoyed the freedom.
Those were good times. I had a card table for the boys, a key to the basement bathroom. If I hadn't gotten hospitalized, I would have stayed forever.
You had everything that you needed, and a place to have some fun. Why were you hospitalized?
Some sort of problem related to my diabetes? I kept fainting. God.
Do you know the cause of that?
Not exactly.
Are you interested to know more about it?
I guess.
Can I fill you in on a few of the details from your medical record?
Sure.
It says that you were brought into the ER with very high blood sugar after a period of time when you were eating mainly at 7-Eleven and from the food bank.
Right? SpaghettiOs and taquitos. The breakfast of champions.
I was always a beefaroni guy myself. Well, it turns out that those foods are really high in carbohydrates and really high calorie in general. They're also cheap and tasty. This has the impact of raising your blood sugar to dangerous levels when you eat it.
I know. They told me I need to eat more vegetables.
You remember them saying that? Well, vegetables, as well as proteins like chicken and fish, are the building blocks of life, and they don't have the same negative impact on your blood sugar. How do you think you might maintain a healthier diet that keeps you out of the hospital so that you also get to enjoy the freedom that you value?
I would have to shop at Safeway or something, but that place is expensive.
So you would need some help budgeting your spending money if you were going to maintain a healthy diet.
I might.
Rather than getting into a predictable tug-of-war on the topic of the group home, the Elicit-Provide-Elicit approach leads the conversation in a new direction. He associates freedom with physical health with nutrition, and nutrition with budgeting. Now we're talking about something he values other than drugs and alcohol. This is where a single strand of his motivation leads, and so this is where we will follow. He is in charge of his own destiny, and we are simply here to help him explore the choices that he has, without judgment or conflict of any sort.